Today is November 7th, a couple days after Trump uh, was victorious in this election. And I know there's a lot of concerns with what's going to happen with the student loan program. So, this is not any political commentary, regardless of what side you voted for. I wanted to come with real time reporting on what I predict will likely be the outcomes of the student loan programs as a result of the Trump being reelected to office. Okay, there's some programs that have been legislated, so they likely will not be touched, and others that have not been legislated in terms of passed by Congress, approved by Congress, and that are more executive orders that may be threatened. So I'm going to review that in this video. So if you are a student loan borrower, work with a student loan borrower or many borrowers, or have friends or family, please share, like, and subscribe. But most of all, help get the news out so that there's not panicked fear that there's no options out there. So first, a question I often get is, would Trump repeal or get rid of public service loan forgiveness? And the short answer is no, he can't, because that's actually a program that was legislated, passed by Congress. So that's not something he could just come into office and get rid of. Can Trump repeal SAVE? The answer is yes, because that was not passed by Congress. That is something the Department of Ed did to add to the program. It is also what has been one of the more controversial student loan plans. It is, however, possible, if you are enrolled in SAVE, to enroll into the old income-based repayment plan. And we do not know, by the way, right now, if that's the only option. Obviously, there are people that never moved out of pay-as-you-earn, or if they are Parent Plus loans, may already have income contingency repayment. From what I can see right now, those programs, we'll have to wait and see what happens, but income-based repayment is also protected. Should you stay in SAVE forbearance? That's another question we get. Like, people are asking, well, first of all, if you're trying to get a mortgage and you need to be in repayment, definitely get out of SAVE forbearance. But if you're working for a public service entity and you want your payments to count towards student loan forgiveness, then we would actually recommend getting out of SAVE to get this time counted and actually get closer towards loan forgiveness. Again, public service loan forgiveness will not go away. That was what was legislated by Congress. So I want to give that news. Also, people are asking about the implications of filing jointly or separately. That comes along with what plan you're in. So it comes along with what plan you're in, rather than is it possible to file separately. It's not a standalone question, right? And then lastly, Biden announced before the election that he was working on sweeping forgiveness for those that have experienced hardship. Well, there's borrower defense right now, plus like cancer. There's various reasons people can claim hardship for cancellation. And as it stands right now, since those are not legislative programs, it's likely that they will not be continuing. More to be seen, though, on what Trump decides on like borrower defense. Let's see. What I can tell you a little bit about what the Trump administration has said on student loans. They've said they should get rid of it, but have offered very non-specific methods. They've talked about things like lowering the cost of college. They've talked about getting rid of like expensive accreditation programs that make programs more expensive. They talk about colleges getting rid of offices they believe are not necessary, like DEI, and they talk about those things as a way for institutions to cut costs, but they haven't come out with anything super specific in terms of what they are going to do to eliminate this supposed forgiveness they don't believe in. So I wanted to mention that. If you are in pay, if you are in pay as you earn, like I said, that's a great plan to stay in, especially until the courts make a decision on what they're going to do with the SAVE program. Uh, I also wanted to mention that there is a possibility that pay as you earn can be overturned just because that hasn't been legislated, just like SAVE, because it relies on the same sets of rules. However, this is speculation right now. We'll see what actually happens. Of course, I will also link to this video we launched with an amazing new refinance partner who is backed by really nonprofit credit unions. So they have great rates, and we're going to provide those links. So if you're uncertain, you know you're not going to go public service, you know you can afford to pay off your loans, you might want to consider refi option. We have in that new partnership. So I want to highlight the opportunity here. I also wanted to mention something. I know in the last couple of videos I talked about PSLF buyback. So I'm looking down at my notes, by the way, because we've received a lot of questions and I'm trying to make sure to answer them. If you're worried about PSLF buyback, I think there's high chances you can still receive that. I would say try to buy back sooner rather than later, just because we don't know what's going to happen to the buyback possibilities much past Trump's start of his presidency. I don't think he's going to come into office day one and say we're going to cancel the buyback. My speculation is if you do want to do PSLF buyback, get into out of SAVE, if you're in SAVE, into an income driven program and do the buyback program, which we can help you with if you have questions around there. If you applied for the IDR account adjustment, I would be calling my servicer and trying to get answers on when you're going to get an answer on the account adjustment as soon as possible. If they put you on kind of a waiting pattern, I'd try to get a commitment of when you would hear back. I recommend that. And I do think I did mention bar defense a little, but the Department of Ed is approving bar defense applications as we speak. We don't know. It's speculation if the Trump administration will halt it. There is a lot of speculation that they will likely halt it, but I do think Biden is going to do everything he can to push as much waves of forgiveness that hasn't been stopped by the Supreme Court before he leaves office. Okay. So that's the good news. It's I know there's a lot of uncertainty and I want to calm some nerves. The possibility of being on a form of forgiveness, especially public service loan forgiveness, hasn't disappeared. So I will not disappear. Income driven repayment forgiveness has not and will not disappear because there's one program that has been legislated by Congress. There's a lot of factors that we're not going to know. What is Trump going to do? He has a lot of, I believe, pretty extreme views. Like he said something like we need to abolish the Department of Education. And also there's several things he said on how he wants to administer education that I just frankly don't know if it's possible. I don't think he can abolish, not I don't think, I know he can't abolish the Department of Education overnight. So it's not like he's gonna be elected, inaugurated, and then the Department of Ed that gives Pell Grants and all these different financial aid administrations going to disappear overnight. So I wouldn't worry about that. As I know more and can see more and not make some predictions on what I think will happen, I will definitely be updating you all. Please like, subscribe, share this content so we can get it out with as many prospective student loan borrowers who are worried about the implications. Okay, I hope you found this video helpful. And again, I know there's a lot of uncertainty. If you have questions on what you should be doing, we are here on standby. In fact, if you watch this video all the way to the end, we will put a discount code for our service in the link below, along with more information on our refinance partnership. Please comment, ask your questions, and we try to answer all of them.